Hello, welcome to Brimwood Farm. So today is all about projects and most importantly the ornamental pheasantry. So one never-ending problem when you live in an urban area and you don't have a lot of land is space. And I have worked really hard here to maximise the amount of space, and you've probably seen over the videos how I'm trying to get as many veggies in and livestock as I can. So I've got the quail, I've got the chickens, I've got growers and chicks and all sorts that I sell, and then all the vegetable beds as tall. But the ornamental pheasantry is something that I want to do in the future when we move to the farm. Now we can't go to the farm yet because of the conditions on Saad's visa. So we are stuck here for a while, but there is no reason you can't start things early. So we've just got to find a way to work our way around the spacing issue. So as many of you know that have followed this journey, I have the aviary behind me and the quail used to be in there, and the pheasant is now in there. So we started off with our Reeves pheasant. Now Reeves are a beautiful bird, but they can be quite aggressive. So we were going to start off with golden pheasants, something nice and easy, but we started off with the Reeves pheasant just because the opportunity came up to rescue and rehome a boy. So as soon as we knew we were going to rehome the boy, we went out and bought a female, and we had the hen Eve, and Eve came to live here. And unfortunately, the weekend that we picked Eve up, I went to collect the boy on the Monday, and he had been killed. He was actually killed by another Reeves pheasant in his pen. So that kind of shows how aggressive they get, especially around breeding season. You really can't keep two males in the same pen around breeding season because they will muller each other, and in this case, unfortunately, the one we were going to have died. So we were back now down to a single Reeves pheasant again, which wasn't ideal. So we started to look for a Reeves male, a new Reeves male, and we did find one up north. So we went up north, we did a 5-hour round trip to go and get this pheasant in the driving rain, but I didn't care, we just needed this pheasant. So we brought Adam take 2 back, and Adam went into the aviary, and everything seemed to be going well with Adam and Eve for a couple of weeks, until Eve dropped dead. Now, the presence of Adam made Eve lay an egg after a couple of days, and then it was a few days later on after that that she died. And I wonder to this day whether she was egg bound. We didn't actually open her up. We're actually going to use her for a taxidermy specimen, so it won't be until Saad actually taxidermies her that we'll find out just what happened and whether she was egg bound. She wasn't injured. We literally just found her lying on the floor, or not even lying, sitting on the floor in the morning, stone cold dead. So again, we are back to one pheasant. So after all this mucking around, back to one male pheasant again. And I'm afraid that is still the situation. Now we have hatched them out. So a friend had some Reeves eggs, and we got one hatched from the first batch, and she is called Evie. Now we have no idea whether Evie is in fact a girl, but we are hoping, hence we have named her Evie. And then we have 2 little chicks that hatched about 3 weeks later. So currently we have 4 Reeves, Adam, and then the 3 Reeves chicks, one of which we hope will be a hen that we can then put in with Adam behind me there. Now I'm hoping, obviously next year, that we will start the progress at the farm and possibly even start the move up there. So obviously, while we're in this tight space, I only have to deal with it for maybe another 18 months, and then we'll have all the space in the world. But at the moment, I have the problem of where to put growers. We want to start expanding this pheasantry, ornamental pheasantry business. It's going to be a crucial part of the farm in the future. There's quite a lot of money to be made in it, and commercial, normal farming these days is quite difficult. We haven't got enough acreage to do anything on big scales like that, so we have to find a niche, and one of those niches is this ornamental pheasantry. And so we want to get started now. We want to get some husbandry experience with keeping these birds. We want to start building up our stock. And so we are getting also in some hatching eggs from other birds as well. We did have some hatching eggs for silver pheasants and for some tragopans as well. Sadly they weren't fertile, but the plan is to start getting in some more hatching eggs, hatching them out, and so we've got young birds, because remember these birds can take 2 years to mature, and that's a long time. If we wait until we get to the farm, that's a long time. Then you're waiting 2 years till you've got breeding pairs, unless you buy from the start. So the plan is to start getting as many eggs and chicks as we can now and rear them on. But then that leaves us with the question, where are we going to put them? So let me show you my thoughts. We're going to take a little wander down the garden. I'm going to flip you around. Now it's uber dry over here, so you can see that quite a lot of things have started to die off and the ground is extremely dry. So the aviary is here. The chicks are currently in the house, so I need a growing pen really, but this is full of chickens. There's chickens over there, and that whole section under there is chickens. So what I'm thinking is, seeing my horrible dry beds, I'm thinking this is going to become a kind of young pheasant run. It's under this tree, which shades everything out and also sucks the life out of this soil. So we really can't grow much down here. There's a couple of dahlias in here, and there's some daisies, and there's some ferns, and there's a few osteospermas in pots along there that need to be watered. But essentially, it's really difficult to grow anything down here. So I'm thinking of putting a low, maybe this high, run in front of the greenhouse. Now it won't block out that much light from the greenhouse, because as you can see, the bottom tiers of my shelving are used for pots, and by the time the tomatoes get up to this height, that's where they're going to be flowering and fruiting and stuff. They're not going to have the fruit right at the bottom. So if I put a run halfway up in front, it's not going to block out crucial light to the lower growing plants, and it will just give me a space. Let me come around this way a little bit. You can see here, it'll give me a space to put a run in that I can just keep the young pheasants, because as I say, they take a couple of years to get their full colours, so I can run different varieties of young pheasants together. I can shove goldens, silvers, Lady Amherst, all in together as young birds, and then not think about splitting them until they're older. And obviously that can be done when we're at the farm and we've got individual pens. So that is the plan. So you're probably going to see this area of the garden changing a little bit over the coming months as I'm going to just back up. So putting a run in here, hopefully. Fox-proofing it, using my new lovely Erbauer tools, and getting something in there. So that is the plan over the coming months. I'm going to hopefully put a new run down there, which I'm going to be putting in some of these younger birds in. And I think that's important when you're in an urban space. Maximise your areas, but also pre-plan. Pre-planning, especially when it comes to livestock, is so important, because things take time to mature before you can start breeding. So if we're going to have an ornamental pheasantry, we want to arrive at the farm ready to go. We don't want to be then hatching out birds, which then are going to take years to mature before we can even start selling things to suppliers and to aviary companies and things like that. So thank you so much for spending your time with me this evening and watching this video. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons if you would like future updates. I am on Facebook, on Brimwood Farm's community group. Come across there, join in the chat. Chickens, vegetables, quail, pheasants, all sorts. But I will see you very soon. Bye bye.